Hello, everybody. I am recording my Texas Dreamin presentation, Lightning Pages Best Practices. I presented it on No Sleep, but I think it went okay. But I wanted to re-record it and share it with everyone. Um, so I'm going to do this in segments. This is kind of the overview segment, and then you can follow on and pick the other segments you want to watch. These were our sponsors. Platinum and gold. Three things about me as a presenter. I'm a long-term geek, 25 years as a electrical engineer, helping to bring DSL and Wi-Fi to light, building computer chips, lots of software engineering. I began working in the nonprofit world in 2008, having left high tech. And then I have a little dog named Rosie, who I've had since 2009. She's probably in her last days these days, heart problems. So here's what we're going to cover. We're going to go over a simple Lightning page makeover example that perhaps demonstrates some of the best practices that I have found. Then we're going to go over the goals that you might have when doing makeovers. We're going to talk about and compare and contrast the two kinds of records that might mean you have to set different kinds of goals for your makeover. I definitely am pushing mobile, and I'm going to show you that. And along the way, we will probably see several components that are right now, at least in April 2022, some of my favorites. I do want you to know this took months of research. It resulted in a static snapshot of some pages and some best practices, but those will change over time. It also caused me to spend a lot of time on the principles that guide me, and we actually spend more time on that than some of the current situations. Do know that I'm going to publish separately a lot of my findings. I have lots of charts and tables of so when you have a component on the page on a desktop, this is how it works. And when you view it on mobile, this is how it works. Or when you put this kind of a button on a desktop, it works and it fails to work on mobile. So I have a lot of those and I will be publishing those separately, but this was really a way forward, not about all the things that don't work. This presentation is intended for people kind of in the intermediate range of administration. If you're a beginner, take heart. What we're teaching is very relevant to the foundations of what we're teaching are very relevant to beginning your career as an admin. You'll increase your value if you master these fundamental skills and then later the technical skills we talked about. The poll showed that very few people were interested in mobile. I think that's a shame. I believe while Salesforce has not done the greatest job of supporting all features on mobile, I do think they now have a fully functional set of components. You can make things work. You just can't use all their fancy bells and whistles. If there are program managers listening from the Salesforce world, I really wish you would stop that practice. Please bring us complete features on desktop and mobile. Our users are ready. We're paying for it. We deserve it. Salesforce has the resources and the money to put the projects together well so that you can bring these features out right the first time instead of iterating over and over again to make them complete. All right, so I'm going to walk you through a simple makeover example, and this actually is a real live application that we needed in our organization. It's an inventory app. We are a nonprofit. We support homeless young adults. Our main thing that we do is guidance counseling, but probably the main reason they initially come to us is to get stuff. And so we have lots of program supplies. Some of those are donated, some of those are purchased. Some of those are nice to have, and some of them are urgent. And so we have an inventory management problem, and we really wanted to begin using Salesforce to help fix that. The pandemic increased our needs, and so we did that. This slide's out of place, but just for the record, I am a 6-time Salesforce MVP, and I am founder of streetyouthministry.org, or SYMIN, Simon for short. In order to try to do a simple first time inventory app, we elected to have 3 objects. And the first one is in the middle, and it simply represents the item. And we need the item quantity on hand to go up and down for reasons. And we decided to call that an inventory move object. Perhaps someone donates something. So we have provision in the future for connecting it to the act of donating. Perhaps we purchased it, so we have provision for attaching it to a purchase order or a reimbursable type thing. And then we also have inventory that goes out, and we have provision for doing inventory decrements because the program uses it. And then we all know that inventory is not perfect, and so you have to adjust your inventory. So have provision for making adjustments based on the reality of, well, I thought we had 30, but we can only find 25. And then finally, we are interested in preventing having the running low of things. And so we have an inventory source so that we can begin to catalog where we get these supplies, whether it's a person who typically donates it or whether it's a store that we typically buy it from. And we want to promote good practices, so we built in the keeping up with costs and best prices. So that's the simple inventory. If you're really interested in a full-blown inventory for a nonprofit, there actually is a person who has written deeply about this, and I have included the link here in the presentation. There is quite a bit more to an organization full inventory control, but this is sufficient to get us down the road. So that's what we're looking at. Now I'm going to actually switch to, we built it, and we started with user stories and built it, but I'm just going to walk you through what we built. So here it is in our production org. We switched to the inventory app, and you see the pinned item, which happens to be recently viewed. But you can switch to an item called current inventory, and it will show you what we have, and it's putting things in an attention. We have enough of these types of things, and if we scroll a little bit down, we have some things that we're not actively tracking yet or anymore. We have some items that we need to order more of to stock up, and because of this app, we actually have nothing on our urgent shopping list. Here's our urgent shopping list. And we actually have nothing on it because we've gotten good at eliminating that urgent run out situation because of our inventory app. We also have a list for stocking up, and we try to stock up every month or every 6 weeks, and we're going to run out of smartphones if we don't stock up. We have been having trouble sourcing enough pop-top tuna, and we will run out of $25 gift cards for Visa if we don't do something pretty soon. So that's our stock up. One of the key user stories is we wanted to come to an inventory update list and be able to walk in and say, well, how many pop-top chickens do I see on the shelf? And I can see that there are 7. I can see that there are 3. 24 cases of them plus 10 cans, so I can see that means there's 82 of them, and so I type in 82 right here, hit save, and automation takes care of taking this number and adjusting the inventory on hand to match 82, and I've already done that here, but we wanted to be able to just type in how much we have in all of these and hit one save button and update all at once. So we have that. Okay, so the list views work pretty well, but let me show you what's going on an item page. And this is the original app, the way we got it, and I preserved the pages that we got as we built our object and added the fields. We got this page layout, and it showed up in Lightning in this way, and it's not awful. Everything's here, but you really can't tell what's going on. You can see there's an active inventory item. You can see if you read enough fields, you can find what you want, but this does not in any real way match what users are doing. And so we did a remake. We went back to the user stories and we examined what are we really doing? And so we built an inventory beta app, same exact data model, just different pages. And let me show you what it looks like. One of the first things we did is we made a homepage specific to this app. And so the urgent shopping list is shown to everyone when they switch to this app, and it's 0. And if you're wanting to quickly update the inventory of something, say smartphones, I can just type in search on the phone list and I can see that we have 4. And if I see on the shelf that we have none, I can change that to 0. And therefore alerting everyone that we're all out. And then here's all our inventory. But that's not the way we really want to. So let me show you what that record page looks like now that we've done the remake. So here's the record page that we were looking at just a while ago for Pop Top Chicken. We have enough on hand. That's right at the top. You can see a picture of it, and we're not always finding true Pop Top chicken these days at the price we want, but we're finding potted meat and Vienna sausage that are pretty good substitutes. And so we've included some of those pictures in a slideshow. You can see right away that the current inventory is 82 and that we track it by the can or pouch. If you want to update the inventory, you can do so right here. If you're curious as to the parameters for our inventory setup, it's active. We try to have 1 week supply on hand all the time. We use 13 on average a week, according to, and these are input parameters. We want to hold a maximum of 6 weeks at a time. And so that's our setup. You can see that we're getting sources. We're finding that we can buy it locally rather than ordering online at good prices, and we prefer to do that. And we have the inventory history if you want to look into it. We have inventory moves, and we can sort these by they're sorted by their auto number now. I could sort them where they're, we've been purchasing lately. Anyway, so rather than being donated to, you can see we had an inventory adjustment of minus 24 at some point because that represented, the bags going out. So you can see that we have a much nicer looking inventory. Let me see if I can get to. Let's go back to the home and find the inventory item for phones. Because we need some of those to be added for stock up. And so here's smartphones. We haven't yet updated the image, but people can do that as we use this more. And we need to stock up, and it says stock up instructions are below. We need to order 2.5. I don't know how we had to order half a phone, but you get my point. They're unit each, and the approved stock up budget for them is $74 because the best price is $30. And so right on this page, someone who's wanting to order them can do that, and then we can go look at the sources. And at this time, at least, our best sources are either ordering them online through Walmart or going to Dollar Tree, who often have sales, and purchasing at Dollar Tree. So this is what our inventory app looks like. And I'm going to stop here because what I want you to do is think about, do you want to learn how to do a makeover like that? And if you do, you're going to want to watch the rest of it. So I'm going to stop at this point in the presentation. And actually, the next little piece I'm going to record is actually what this all looks like on mobile. And then we're going to go into how to do this. So thanks much for watching so far, and tune into the next segment.